just had a major solar event out of active region 4505. This region produced an X 1.5 solar flare, which is the highest class magnification of solar flare that you can have. And yes, it does have some Earth-directed components, and there is a strong solar storm on its way here tonight. This same event produced a type 2 radio emission estimated at around 1,872 kilometers per second, plus a 10 centimeter radio burst that lasted 48 minutes. And it looks like that we are going to see a glancing blow pass by us later tonight on March the 31st and into April the 1st with our full moon. This X 1.5 solar flare produced a full halo CME. As you can see, we're going to get a glancing piece of this coming our way tonight. I showed you yesterday most of the imagery. Go ahead and watch that video again for the full scale of everything. But like I said, we're gonna hit a small density wall that's gonna hit us first, and then the velocity is really gonna creep in and then last for a couple more days before it does die down. But that active region is growing a little bit more in size, and it will be Earth directed here in the next coming of days. But right after that CME does pass, the density is completely gone, and then we're just gonna be in some elevated solar winds. NOAA's official forecast is a little bit more conservative in tone, but they are striking that we're gonna have a G2 geomagnetic storm. These are moderate storm levels going up into KP5 and KP6 levels. Higher latitude positions, you are going to be able to see an aurora even tomorrow, still 60% chance. Into those minor storm levels, it's going to dip down, but we do have a full moon on top of it. So March 31st, we're gonna get into those levels later tonight. It's going to last into April Fool's Day, April the 1st, which is our full moon in Libra. There's going to be heightened instability during this time. So it's likely to strike into those moderate conditions, and there is a chance of going into a stronger geomagnetic storm with a category G3. But currently we are at 417 kilometers per second. We're probably going to be getting up into the 600, 700, possibly 800 kilometer per second ranges. Like I said, the density is going to hit us first. It's going to be a little bit of density, not the full thing. It's a glancing blow. But right now we're pretty low. We're at a 4, so it is climbing. As you can see, it's going up and down and up and down. So we're waiting for the initial shock factor to arrive right now. So we're looking at our levels, not here yet, but you can feel it internally if you are sensitive to energies. Now let's take a look at our sun, because that region that popped off is 405. Like I said, in the next coming of days, it will be Earth facing, and it is growing a little bit more magnetically complex, growing in the number of sunspots and in the size overall. But all of these other ones, yes, they are producing light, but these are stable or in a state of decay with like 1% chance of doing anything. This is the highest percent chance of any of these active regions. Actually, I don't even want to say active regions. These aren't very active. They're like very minor C-class flares that these ones are kind of popping off. This is the main factor. Forget about all of this. Let's watch this one. Here's another look at our sun. Like I said, these ones are all in a state of decay. Yes, there are many of them. We are completely spotted all over the sun, but the only one that is growing and shows this magnetic complexity is this 4405. Let's take another look at what it looks like today. It's still in beta and gamma range, and yes, it has spread apart, and the intermediate spots have lost a little bit of their volume here, even though it has dipped up in size, and it's gained about 3 sunspots in the regions, but they're very small. Now, what this is going to do, I cannot predict. Nobody can predict the space weather. It's the most unpredictable thing that we can actually do. But what I can do is show you what has gained over the last 24 hours. As you can see, our M-class flare percentage is now at a 40%. Our X-class flare percentage for a flare probability has went up, as well as that proton level that I was talking about yesterday. Proton levels are associated with bodily feeling, so it holds more mass. So whenever we do have plasma that's ejected off from these regions and it has Earth directed components, if it has a higher proton level, you're going to physically feel it because protons hold mass, and this is what is incoming. Right now, flare probabilities, yes, we're getting C-class flares no matter what. We always do. M-class flares is usually a higher probability as well because we get lower level M-class flares. but because of that specific region, everything has went up. Proton percentage 25% because they're gaining on it. We also are looking at that X-class percentage at a 15%, but M-class flares, that's pretty much going to be a guarantee. C-class flares also a guarantee, but the X-class, we have a possibility. We do have a geophysical alert because of that moderate space weather that is predicted to hit in the next 12 hours. Yet again, geomagnetic storms reaching a G2 are likely, and radio blacks reaching a R2 are likely as well. But what we're looking at is elevated solar winds, a little bit of density hitting us, and a whole lot of headaches. The sun is active. The earth is now in the arrival window, and that space weather could ramp up fast if the magnetic orientation turns more favorable for the coupling of Earth's field. Astrologically, today is going to be the build-up momentum to what we're going to be feeling later tonight and into tomorrow. We still have the sun in Aries position, tropical-wise. The moon is in Virgo today, and this is going to move into that Libra energy tomorrow that I was talking about. Yet again, if you didn't watch that video, make sure you watch my last video. This is where the full moon is just going to be perfect for tomorrow night. It's going to be a pink moon, not really pink, but just saying spring is here. So the full moon here is going to be framed astrologically in Libra full moon, okay? And this is also going to be squaring Jupiter in Cancer. That's what I was talking about, relationship themes being so prominent. Emotional amplification is going to be a part of this, and there's going to be an imbalance that's just going to be exposed to part of this story. From that Vedic sidereal lens, what we're seeing is today specifically, the sun is in Pisces and then the moon is in Leo. So what I like to do is say, like, tropical is the 3D world that you were born into. This is the energy we're playing with. The Vedic lens is what you're going to be feeling on the outside. So let's talk about it. In Vedic, yet again, the sun is in Pisces, the moon is in Leo, and then April 1st is going to be the moon in Virgo. What does this mean? What are we going to be feeling? Because Virgo in Pisces is a purification aspect in Vedic terms, more so rather than like a Libra Aries kind of motion. So underneath all of this, what you're going to be feeling is less of a social balance, I want to say, and more of like this cleansing, this sorting, this healing, and really just getting to the bottom of what's draining you. So what might be people feeling? Because on a space weather side, on a heightened geomagnetic condition side, these are going to be commonly associated with the auroral activity that's coming in, okay? It's an invisible energy. There's going to be impacts into your body. Even though it's invisible, your body still senses it. So there's going to be radio communication systems that may be glitching because we may be going into a strong G3 solar storm. Also the moon launch. I'm surprised that they're not taking into consideration that there's going to be a strong geomagnetic storm that's happening during the same exact time, or is it planned, right? It's obviously planned. So from a human side, a lot of people are going to be feeling this window of just being wired and tired. They're going to be just emotionally stirred up in their internal worlds. There's going to be overstimulation. There's going to be restlessness. There's going to be stress. And then there's going to be like this unusual, like, clearing all at once. And that astrology is going to add to that relationship mirror tomorrow. So tropical is where like Libra is asking like what piece is fake, and then like that Virgo Vedic lens is going to be saying what needs to actually be cleaned up. Use this energy by slowing down your reaction. Aries energy really wants you to push forward no matter what. But tonight is not ideal for any type of impulsive emotional decision. So stay away from that. Tomorrow is better for like truth and releasing and resetting and that recalibration. But not tonight, okay? So if something does feel off, ask and feel into what the real problem is. What is that? Or am I seeing this clearly? What is the clarity here? What is out of balance? Because that's going to be the highest use of this full moon window. If you've been feeling like something is building, you're not imagining it, okay? The sun is active. The full moon peaks tomorrow night. Geomagnetic storm on top of it. How are you feeling? Let me know in the comments. I'm Sarah Starr here with your space weather update for today.